Miss Internet and all our ships at sea. It is time once again for the fabulous Freeway Forum, coming to you live and direct from the world-famous 405 freeway in beautiful, sunny Southern California. My name is Atari. This is a free-form discussion where we take a topic and you guys sound off in the comment section down in the doobly-doo. And this is the YouTube Live weekly wrap-up here on YouTube Live every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So we started this week. Is Valentine's week. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Happy Singles Awareness Galentine's Day on the 13th there. But we started out this week with the Movie Monday. Movie Monday's topic. What is your favorite romantic movie? Now, I am partial to the classics. I love Casablanca. That is absolutely hands down my favorite romantic movie. I don't get into like the romantic comedies or the chick flicks or anything like that. So Casablanca is definitely like right up there at the top of my list. It has just about everything you could ever want in a film. It's got Humphrey Bogart being a badass. It's got Claude Rains being an unscrupulous gray area kind of guy. It's got Ingrid Bergman being the beautiful and lovely and mysterious Ilsa. Paul Henry, Sidney Greenstreet, Peter Lorre. I mean, it is absolutely a fantastic movie. Lots of action, lots of suspense, lots of drama, and a good bit of romance. And so I highly recommend it. If you've never seen Casablanca, please do yourself a favor and watch that film. Get yourself a bowl of popcorn, sit down and watch it. It's not too terribly long. It's an older film, so it's only, an hour and a half, 2 hours long. So it's like 2 reels, I guess. Anyway, so absolutely check it out. Other responses we had. Barbie said that 50 First Dates is her favorite movie, her favorite romantic movie, and that's a cute little movie. I do enjoy that movie. I guess it is kind of a romantic comedy kind of thing. Very cute, very mind-blowing at the end, like, oh my gosh, what would you do if that was your situation? I'm not going to spoil it in case you haven't seen it. Mary said her favorite romantic movie was Top Gun. And, yeah, I mean, you can go so many different ways with this. The subtle homoeroticism of Maverick and either Maverick and Goose or Maverick and Iceman. Either one of those, or you could go straight with the Maverick and Kelly McGillis's Charlie. My problem is I actually have a niece. Named Charlie, and so I can't really watch that movie. I can't really look at her character in the same way. Like, oh, I have a niece. You're my niece. No, she's not my niece, but I have. That would be my niece, probably. I don't know. We'll see. We also got a good look at that dog robot from Boston Dynamics opening the door and letting its friend out. Oh dear God. So the question is, will the robots rise up and take over? Let me know down in the doobly-doo. Mary said she asked Alexa that question, and Alexa just kind of dodged it and did not provide an answer. I don't trust Alexa. She is very clever, and I think that she is in cahoots with the machines, because she is one. Then we had, would you rather have more time or more money? And we got a good bit of responses, good mix of responses there. Amanda said she would rather have time because the money can accrue, but the quality time you have with your kids and doing the laundry and all that kind of stuff, money doesn't do that. When I argue the laundry part of it, I do argue that, because you can always take the stuff to a fluff and fold. But she lives in the middle of nowhere, so I suppose there's probably not such a thing as a fluff and fold there. But anyway, but definitely with the definitely when you have a family, I can definitely see the argument of having more time especially with kids, younger kids. You definitely want to have as much time with them as possible when they're at that age. And Barbie said that she would much rather have more money. Talking about fluffers, what? I'm sorry, I missed that. Anyway, Barbie said she would rather have, oh, fluff and fold, yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, Barbie said she would rather have more money because the pursuit of money, working to get money, restricts your available time, and that's sort of my argument. Is a time is money kind of thing. If I had more money, I would not need to work as much. Therefore, I would already have more time. So money can buy time at that point. So that's my side of it, being not being not having family or anything like that. So Barbie and I do agree in that respect. Courtney also said money would equal more time to have for yourself. So that is sort of the argument there, and I'm inclined to agree with it. So let me know down in the doobly-doo, would you rather have more time or would you rather have more money? And then the last question of the week asked, so I ran across this strange and terrible animated series, syndicated animated series from the early 80s called Fonz and the Happy Days Gang. And this has got to be one of the strangest things I have ever seen. So the premise of the show is, of course, it's the... Of course it is like everything else in the 80s. It was, let's take an existing property and make a cartoon out of it. But what happened, so they took Happy Days, right? And so it's 1957 Happy Days, whatever, and it's the Fonzie, and Arthur Fonzarelli, and Richie Cunningham and Ralph Malph, and they're all hanging out at Arnold's, and this spaceship crash lands out in the parking lot at Arnold's, and this girl from the future pops out, and her name is Cupcake, and she's got big humongous pigtails, and she's very cute. And so the Fonz is all like, hey, and then he just walks up and like hits the side of the spaceship, and it's like, and he's like, hey, and then they all get sucked inside the spaceship. So it's the Fonz, it's Fonzie, it's Richie, it's Ralph, and it's Fonzie's dog that came out of nowhere, who like talks like Muttley. It kind of looks like Muttley. So it's the four of them and this girl called named Cupcake, and they get like zapped into the future, and it's like Quantum Leap, where they're trying to, maybe the next leap will be the leap home, and so they end up in different time periods and whatnot, and like have to like survive and figure something out, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But no, this actually happened. Matt is asking if there was water skiing and a shark. This actually happened like 3 years. The show was current 3 years before Fonzie jumped the shark. So that's sort of your time frame right there. It was like 3 years into Happy Days and like 3 years before the jumping the shark or something like that. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but yeah, it was before. It was actually before Happy Days literally jumped the shark. So that's an interesting situation. But so it's weird show. Like, does not make a lot of sense. It is on YouTube if you care to watch it. Fonzie and the Happy Days Gang. But I was asking, what are those strange, weird, or obscure cartoons from your childhood that you either don't remember, or that you ran across, or that you even do remember? Amanda said that the Grinch was the weird, strange one from her childhood because the Grinch scared her, apparently. And I thought she was talking about the Jim Carrey movie, which is scary. It is like a bad acid trip all the time. It's like a bad acid trip with while you're wearing glasses that are covered in Vaseline. It's terrible movie. Terribly shot, terribly filmed, terrible acting, all around terrible film. I do not recommend it. Nostalgia Critic did a brilliant send-up of that movie. If you really want to see what it's like, watch the Nostalgia Critics review of The Grinch. But she was also talking about the cartoon, and I'm like, what? The cartoon was brilliant, and I loved it. That was always a highlight of my holiday season. But apparently my sister is not a fan of The Grinch in any way whatsoever. So there's that. And then Cindy chimed in. She said that Speed Racer was the weird one. She always thought Speed Racer was kind of a weird show, and it's a strange little show, and I think a lot of that has to do with a lot getting lost in translation. And I actually sat down and talked to Peter Fernandez. I met him at Anime Week in Atlanta back in 2001. Met him and Corinne Orr, who worked, the two that worked on the show. And the other guy that worked on the show, sadly, he had passed away sometime before. And the two of them, actually, I believe they both passed away at this point. So everybody who was involved with that show is now deceased. But I remember talking to Pete Fernandez about it, and he was just... He just kind of laughed. He said, yeah, a lot of that just happened to be because there was so much that got lost in translation, and because the translations were so literal, it was very hard to really make a lot of sense sometimes. And that's why the dialogue is how it is, where they talk and 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 oh, you know, at the very end. Because that's how the lines were written in Japanese. So it was an interesting sort of a quirk of the source material, because it was really a project that it was very early in that sort of idea of taking foreign films and adapting them to American audiences, localizing them as it has been come to know. So that's where a lot of that comes from. So a lot of the weirdness of Speed Racer, a lot of its charm even, comes from it being lost in translation. But so those are the questions today. Those are the questions. Let me know down in the doobly-doo what you think. So yeah, and then so today's episode brought to you by AirborneSurfer.com. AirborneSurfer.com for all your adventitious geekery needs. Everything you see here is always available at AirborneSurfer.com. If you want to get in on the Freeway Forum during the week, check out Facebook. Facebook.com/The Airborne Surfers, Airborne Surfer Productions Facebook page. We're there 5 p.m. every day of the week. And then we have this one on the Fridays. And then, yeah, follow along on Twitter at Airborne Surfer, Instagram at The Airborne Surfer. And that's all I really got today. My name is Atari. This has been the Freeway Forum. Until next time, till next week, tally ho, y'all. Figure out how to stop this thing. It's not stopping. There it is. Stop.